Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ryan Makes Sense, where we talk about personal finance, investing, and chart analysis. Today, I want to share my system that helped me get to $3.3 million in the height of the investing craze in 2021. So it did not happen overnight. It did not happen within a year. It actually took around 7.5 to 8 years of consistently putting my discretionary income into the stock market, learning how to bounce back from losses, failures, learning from my mistakes, but ultimately creating a system that not only helped me get to seven figures, but to really have a system to find really good stocks, track them, monitor them, chart them out, perform technical and fundamental analysis, and invest when the time is right. So let's go ahead and jump in. There's about 5 steps, but they can be pretty detailed. So let's go ahead and jump into this together. So step one is going to figure out your situation. So what is your investment risk? What is your risk tolerance? Um, you know, Also assess where you are at in life. Do you have a family to feed? Is it just you? Can you take big risks? So figure that out. If you're only going to put in maybe 5,000 a year after you've already paid off your debt, invested in your 401k, maxed out your IRA, and you have $5,000 left a year to invest, figure out what you're going to be doing and what's best for your situation. I can't tell you that. That's only up to you. So part of that as well is also looking at your time horizon. You can do 5,000 a year, maybe 10,000, whatever. Are you looking to set it and forget it? Is this something you want to do for a year, 6 months? Just are you okay if your value or your portfolio goes down? Things of that nature. So really have an honest conversation with yourself and figure that out. Me personally, I am what I deem to be young. I'm 31. Yes, I'm 31. Um, I have consistently figured out how to find good stocks and invest. So I am literally putting 90+% of my earnings into the stock market. I have a condominium rental and I do max out my IRA. So again, I'm not being careless or crazy with my money. Just putting in my discretionary income. Uh, so that's basically number one. All right. Now, the next step is to, after you figured out what you want to invest in, do you want to invest in stocks that don't provide an income, or are you looking for dividend stocks so you get paid every month, every year? The next part is to create a scanner to reflect your situation. So, your situation, maybe you're like, I want a 5% dividend every year. You don't really care if it comes on a monthly basis or an annual basis or 6 months. Maybe you want to have that dividend come from consumer electronics or maybe semiconductors or tobacco. Maybe you want it to come from real estate. So figure that out for yourself and then create a scanner based on your situation. That will be in FinViz. My situation is doing the same thing. I'm going to go into FinViz. I'm going to look for growth stocks with all of my 18 scanners that I have in a video that I've shared recently. So create scanners based on your scenario. All right, so this is finviz.com. And again, if you want to have dividend stocks or you want stocks that are mega caps, small caps, micro caps, stocks that have consistently gone up or down maybe 1%, so your money is safe, whatever you want, there is a data point for you here. So really focus on what these data points mean for yourself. I have a video where I discuss all of these different data points. You can also do this yourself. There's Google. There's also a help page on FinViz that talks about every single data point here. So once you figure out a scanner for your scenario, steps one and two, we're on to creating the scanner. You can then save it and you can have it for different scenarios. So let's say you have a dividend one, you have one that's high growth, maybe one that is just super safe, doesn't barely ever move. Maybe it's a bank in Indiana. Who knows? Whatever you want. So it's going to look like this. I'll just select this one here, and it saves all of your data points that you've selected. So as you can see, I have all these different selections for digital gold mine. So again, this is going to be completely different and based off of your situation. So number one, figure out your situation. Number two, create a scanner. Number three, let's move on to number three. All right, so step number one was figuring out your situation, your investment risk, your investment tolerance, your risk tolerance. Number two was to create a screener or scanner based off of your situation. So those steps one and two, respectively. Step number three is tracking and monitoring those results. So in this example, I have all these different tabs down here at the bottom of the screen. They're kind of cut off. So I'm going to go to my digital gold mine to show you, for example. Here's my digital gold mine. I'm tracking these stocks. So what I want to do now is track these, put them in a spreadsheet, and then I want to move on to step number four. So if this for you looks like you want to track dividend paying companies, dividend paying stocks, maybe real estate stocks, maybe you don't want to do dividends or regular growth, maybe you just want to do short positions, which I don't recommend. So tracking whatever fits your situation. So have a spreadsheet, whatever type of software you want to track this on, and then let's move on to step number four. Step number four is performing technical and fundamental analysis based off of your investments. So the fundamental side is going to come from FinViz itself and other different websites and documents. So the fundamental portion of the analysis can be done in this table here. Let me just move my head. So in this table, we can see the market cap, the income of Apple, the sales of Apple, their dividend percentage, how many employees Apple's has, um, the price to earnings ratio, the forward price to earnings ratio, how much debt they have long term, how much cash or quick ratio they have, earnings per share this year, next year, how many shares are available to the public, average volume, gross margins, operating margins, profit margins, etc. Whether insiders are selling or institutions are buying or selling, all of that fundamental analysis can be performed on FinViz. Looking at their 10K release and their 10Q release, these will have a lot of financial metrics for you to perform a fundamental analysis. If you're not sure what fundamental analysis is, add that to your list of things to check in on. And then the second part is performing technical analysis, which is looking at patterns and charts. So let's look at let's use Thinkorswim. All right, so part of step four is performing technical analysis and fundamental analysis. We looked at the fundamental, now we're looking at the technical. The technical is going to be your more visual seeing. So you can see support and resistances. So every time a stock has an X price or a certain level, it's always bounced up or it has always fallen through. We can look at different channels and just kind of project where the stock price is going to go. So let me just do a quick and dirty for you. So what you can see on the screen is over here, we can see the stock has always bounced off of this until this was acting as support down here, and then now it fell through. Now it's acting as resistance. So the stock fell through and it's having a hard time getting through here because it keeps bouncing its head on it and keeps getting rejected until it finally breaks up here. We see a test of support right there. We see a test of support here, support, and then it falls through again. Now it's acting as resistance and not support. It goes and tests, hits it head, but then it breaks upwards, acting as support over here, and then it goes up, and then it bounces off here, and you can see that the bottom wick tested it, and it lasted. So that same line is acting as support, and it goes on to then a one goes from 36 to 182, so about a 500% run. Along the way, you can see it added new support and resistance here. Right here, this acts as resistance, support, support, support. It bounced off of it 3 times, and then the stock went up. So from there, we now have new channels and trend lines to look at. So as we can see right here, this line right here is a channel. I don't know if you can see the 2 lines lighting up as I hover over it, but basically within this channel, we have resistance on the outer part, and then on the inside of it, we have support, support, support. And then at the top of this channel, we have resistance. So it's going to hit its head, 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 hit its head. It hits its head about half a dozen times, and it's still trending in this channel, this downward channel. So based off of the lines that we have now, we do know we have support here around 108. And this channel is going to run into that. So we have this top line that I'm bumping on. This is the resistance. So the resistance is going to meet the long-term support in 2024. That means we have until August of 2024 to see if this stock is going to break the resistance, which it never has, and if it's going to bounce off the support. And we call this area right here that I'm circling, we call that the apex. So the stock is going to have either a sharp move up or a sharp move down. I live for the sharp moves up. So again, this is technical analysis. So if you're going to add stuff to your research list, research support and resistance, research Japanese candlesticks, research chart patterns, research candlestick patterns, research Thinkorswim, the trading platform, it's free. Research TradingView, and also look at a couple brokerages that work really well with technical analysis. I like Webull. They allow you to chart on this platform, which is nice. So again, that is step number 4. So we have number 1, assess your situation. What is your risk profile? Number 2, create scanners based off of your situation. Number 3, once you've created a scanner, track those results in a spreadsheet or some other type of tracking software. Number 4, review your results, perform technical analysis and fundamental analysis. And let's move on to number 5. So once again, once you've figured out the apex of where the stock is going to hit support and resistance at the same time, put that alert date in your spreadsheet, similar to what I have over here. So we have the alert date in this column, then we have the ticker, and then you can add whatever notes you want to add to the right. But basically every month that the stock hits this date, you're going to be notified. This is going to be the best way for you to track your stocks and your scanning results, so you can kind of have an organized and prioritized way of when to potentially invest. All right. So for step number 5, after we've done all steps 1 through 4, figure out our situation. Number 2, create a scanner based off our situation. Number 3, track and monitor those results from your scanner based off your situation. Number 4, perform technical and fundamental analysis on when you think the stock is going to hit that apex moment where support and resistance collide, resulting in a stock move up or down. And then step number 5 is actually taking action and purchasing that stock. Now, you will never purchase this A stock directly at the bottom, and you'll never sell exactly at the top. So just keep in mind, if you are number 1, sure on your findings and your research based off the fundamental analysis that the company could grow their EPS, they're going to expand on products, they've got a new sales team, and the chart, you perform technical analysis, and the stock is in a cup and handle pattern, let's say. If you couple those two together to create a potential narrative situation, a bullish narrative, take action based off of your level of comfort. You can always talk to a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't do what I say. So yeah, step number 5 is basically take action. Find out where you want to buy and figure out where you're going to sell. Maybe it's something you hold for the rest of your life. I don't know. I do have a link. I do have videos in my catalog, my YouTube catalog, that discuss different scanners to you can use based off of your risk tolerance, whether you're wanting stocks for dividends, or maybe you want growth, or maybe you want value. And basically repeat steps 1 through 5. Make your process more efficient. Create scanners based off of, your situation. Maybe you want stocks that have always gone up 10% every year, and that's just fine for you. Maybe you just want to invest in the S&P 500, $5 a day for the rest of your life. Whatever you want to do is going to be the best situation, and only you are going to know that. So again, those are the processes that helped me get to 3.3 mil. Just a disclosure, I do not have 3.3 mil today. I did make a large stock sale. And after taxes, I'm hoping to be around 450 to 500 liquid. So we'll see. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you've made it this far. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.